Hey yo, it's Nokutu here with another comic book haul. I originally filmed this video a couple weeks ago, but it just was too long. It was over 40 minutes, and I decided, you know what, I don't think I would watch that video. And so I thought I would split it up a little bit, do one with mostly Adam Hughes covers, and then I'll do another one later next week. First, as always, I want to thank everyone who has taken their time to watch my videos and post a comment. I appreciate you. These books are going to consist of books I purchased on spring break, some eBay purchases, some local LCS purchases, and some store exclusive purchases. So here is Wonder Woman number 38 from December of last year. It was a store exclusive from the Comics Corner. And I pre-ordered it so long ago. It just came. I just got this book, maybe early March, and I forgot I'd ordered it. And then I've been seeing some on eBay. The purchase. I was like, man, how did I miss that cover? And was going to buy one, and then it came in the mail. So what do we have here? We have Wonder Woman number 38. Gorgeous Adam Hughes cover. I do like this cover. It's probably not my favorite Adam Hughes Wonder Woman cover, but nice looking cover. And pre-order so far in advance. So I probably pre-ordered this like October maybe, because it got published in December. And for both copies, graded in this, it was less than $50. It's kind of funny is that my wife was fussing at me. I spent too much money on comic books, and she saw this book coming graded, and she said, you probably spent at least $100 on this, blah blah blah. I said, no, I don't think it was. I totally forgot I'd ordered it. I told her, and I ordered it in advance because it's cheaper. Trying to explain that to her, and she didn't believe me. So then I finally found the invoice, and it was under $40 for both books. And as you know, to get a book graded, it's probably about $35 when you count the actual cost to put it in the case and then the shipping to get it to you. So I thought for less than $50 for both of these, it was actually less than $40. I thought that was a great deal. All right. And then, after we debated about it, she, it was worth it just winning the argument. If it wasn't really an argument, but it was worth it. Keep her on the toes about the cost of my comics. So this we got in Orlando on spring break. Wonder Woman number 190. It's one of the 5 books I'm missing for Adam Hughes Wonder Woman covers. Not my favorite cover of that run. Probably the 184 with the older Wonder Woman versus new Wonder Woman is my favorite cover that he did. Gorgeous cover. But it's funny as, I go out looking for books, and, I kind of leave these to find, to hunt, to make it fun, to hunt for books that I don't have by him. I mean, I have 4.5 long boxes of just Adam Hughes covers now, and then I have multiple copies of the same one, and I would always be out looking through the Wonder Woman section. I'd come across a book, think I didn't have it, then I end up buying it, and when I take it home to file it, it's like my second, third, fourth, fifth copy of the same book. And so I just finally got smart enough where now I keep a photograph of the ones that I'm missing and in my phone on a file so that I can see which ones I'm missing. And finally I found one. They actually had 2, but one was kind of not in the grade that I wanted and didn't believe it was worth the, I paid $8 for this. I didn't believe it was worth the $10 that the other one was, the other one they had. And so I left it there because I think that I would be able to find it somewhere. Because $8 to $10, depending on the cover in this number, besides the 4 that he has that are of the Wonder Woman series that are above, $20 to $100, all the others are, $6 to $10 books. So I said I'll find it eventually. So I left the other one there. So that leaves me now with 4 comics I don't have. Now, this here I got from eBay, Catwoman number 53. And I have this comic. I actually think it's a little bit underrated for one of his Catwoman books. But the reason why I got that is because it came paired with this book, the second print, Catwoman number 53. Now, I haven't read this book, so I don't know why they needed a second printing of this particular issue. But there are not a lot of second prints of his Catwoman run. So I've been looking for this at a reasonable price. This book normally people want $20, $30 for it. And depending on the condition, that's close to what it goes for, $20. So I got both of these together for $13, which I thought was very reasonable. They're in near mint, high grade, and shipping and all, it was less than $20. So finally picked that up. X-Men Classic number 76, probably my second or third copy. Early Adam Hughes work, gorgeous looking cover. And then the next lot that I have here, I bought as a auction. I won, and it was an auction of 6 books. Now, Catwoman 62, not my favorite cover he did in that run. Catwoman number 54. Both of these I probably have at least 3 or 4 copies of, this and that one. They usually go for $2 or $3, and if they're in near mint, I will buy them. And more so this, because it's got mostly a dark spine, so any spine ticks show up pretty readily. So when I see that in high grade, I'll pick it up for $2 or $3. And then this one here, it's got Catwoman in there. You can barely see that she's in there. All right. So I paid for these 6 books. I won for $61. And there's some nice looking books in there. So this here, 77, near the end of the run. This is volume what? I think this is either volume 2 or volume 3 of Cat. Actually, it's volume 2. Some sellers or some will say there was a Catwoman limited series, but I think this is really volume 2 of Catwoman, and that's from what year is that? 2008. So number 77, great looking cover, mostly white, here. So sometimes it's hard. This is not an easy book to find in back issues, but it's easily $15 book, right? This one is starting to get come into its own. Number 80, nice looking cover. Also probably $10 to $15 book, maybe even a little bit more on a good day, depending on the condition. Great looking cover by Adam Hughes, doing what he does. He's famous for, the bosoms, right? Then this one, number 72 with the Tana, great looking cover. That's easily a $25 book, right? And then this one. Now, this is my 3rd copy of it, and this is really the reason why this auction set lot went for $61. And that is number 70. Gorgeous cover, right? So, you have 51, you have 70, you have 74 where she's pulling off the mirror of the safe and it's a reflection. And then you have number 70 as the big books. And this is probably in near mint because it's all red. This is probably a $50 book. It's slowly creeping up. As Adam Hughes fans keep it in their collection, harder to find. This is I think it's my 3rd copy of this book. It was highly underrated, but it's coming into its own. Number 70, gorgeous cover. So if you think about it, that's 50, easily 25, another 20, 10, 15, so 30. Let's say 30 for these two. 80, 100. It's easy $100 right there, $110, and then those two books, so $66. I thought that was a good price for those books. So glad to have them. All right. The next books I got. This book is on fire. This is Cherry. I don't even know if there's Cherry number 24. Cherry Pop Tart number 24. Store exclusive for Happy Comics. This book, there's a print run of 400. And when people put this online, this book is going for $200, $250. And they put these little stickies on here trying to, I don't know if they're trying to trick people that it's got nudity in it, but it doesn't. It does not. Maybe they're trying to advertise it such that people will buy it and, have more interest in it. Now, that cover has print run of 400. This was signed by Adam Hughes. This has a print run of 100. You don't find these online at all. But this is what the cover actually looked like. It's just, blurred image of the nether region, and there's nothing there but bubbles. But they're trying to make it, in my opinion, they're just trying to make it seem like it's a pornographic type cover, but it's not. I don't know if they're going to print another one where there is nudity in there. I don't really care if there is or isn't. I just like the fact that it's Adam Hughes. And so I bought that book. And because you got, combined shipping, I went ahead and bought this Happy Comics number exclusive Vampirella Dark Reflections number 1 from 2024. That was $20. And then Red Sonja Empire of the Dam number 5, also $20. Now, Vampirella, this comic here, had 54 covers. 54 different covers. And, there were some great covers besides Adam Hughes. There was Dark Reflections. There was by Jenny Frison. There was a Purelli cover. There's some great looking covers by that. And so, I didn't order this from Happy because, you buy postage, you buy shipping, you want to make it worth your while besides just buying one copy. And so I took advantage of it still being available at regular price, $20, and buying that virgin version. So glad to have it. So all 4 books, the 2 cherries and this, I think I paid less than $100 shipped for all. Actually, no, it was $111 for all 4 comics, which I thought was a great deal. Now, this next book, I have a story. I got this in Orlando, and as many times as I've been to Orlando, have never really went comic hunting there. And now that my son's 13, we would go out and look for Pokemon shops for cards and comics. They were always usually hand in hand. He bought several cards, and I bought a few comics, not a lot. And so I always had high hopes of shopping in Orlando because I saw a lot of YouTube channels where people are talking about Orlando and the comics they get. And, I'll say I was underwhelmed. And we visited 10 comic shops when we were down in Orlando. They have a big chain called Coliseum Comics. They had quite a few books. But I thought they were a little high in price. And maybe it's just because, people are willing to pay that around there because there's more collectors, so the demand is higher and they can price higher. But I was surprised, Now, we didn't go to any warehouses or, Books A Million, half price books or anything like that. We just went to LCS's. And shout out to JP Budget Collecting. I kind of have followed his channel for a few years, and he has observed this And I think he's 100% accurate because when I have researched it myself, he's right on target. This is exactly what happens. And so this book came out on Wednesday, and we were shopping on Sunday when I found this book. We went out on a Friday morning, we went out on Saturday, and I finally found this on Sunday. And JP Budget Collecting says that their observation has been that if a comic comes out ratio variant, and if it doesn't hit triple its print run in value in the first week, that it will eventually, if you wait and are patient, it will settle back down at ratio or below ratio. So, for example, this book I'm about to show you was a 1 in 25. And bam, The Last Boy by Dan Panosin by Boom Studios. That's the Adam Hughes variant. 1 in 25. And it's funny, when I first went there, like I said, we went out Friday. I asked the LCSs, do you have any? And they said, no, we only got one. We sold it. And so I asked, well, what'd you sell it for? They started out the first day. Again, we only went to 10. And they said, $30. Then, as I go to the next store, they had sold their copy $40, $50, And then by Saturday, the LCSs that we had went to, they had sold $80. And then I looked online, and it was going in auctions easily $100 book, $150 book. They were hitting sales at $150, and this is raw comics, not even graded, raw. And so, and I saw that it was going in value from store to store. And so on the ninth store that we visited on Sunday, the guy said, yeah, I had it. I just sold it. I literally sold it 2 hours ago. And I asked him, do you mind telling me what you sold it for? And he said $100. And he said there's a store about 40 minutes away. He just saw their video. In a lot of markets, the LCSs know each other. He just posted a video that he had that comic, and he had it for $100. And he goes, why don't you call him and see if he still has it? I bet you still has it, because that video just got posted a couple hours ago. So I called, and indeed, he still had it. I told him, could you hold it for me? He said yes. So me and my son, we drove over to that shop, and I got this book for $100. Now, like I said, Orlando, we went to 10 LCSs. What I found interesting was that 3 of the LCSs that we went to, they had only been open for 3 months or less. The one that I got this from, he had been only open for 2 weeks. He had just opened up, and a lot of the books that I picked up from that particular shop were from his personal collection. And he told me he had a 1-week-old son, and this is the second week of being open. And so, and a lot of the books that were out were from his own personal collection. So I was like, you know what? Let me buy a few more books. I came here for that, but we bought a few more. Here's another book I got off the stand. It was a 1 per store. It's the Dan, I think I'm saying this right, Dan Panosin. It's the variant 1 per store. Nice looking cover, right? It's a nice looking cover. But it's still not Adam Hughes, right? It's not Adam Hughes. But nice looking cover. So about that, about a few others, which I'll show down the line here. But I'm going to move on with the video here. We'll show them down the line. So the last book I'm going to leave you with, it's been on my radar, on my eBay want list for quite some time. And with this book here, it really leaves only one Adam Hughes book that I'm really going after, that I really want for my list. Otherwise, I have everyone that I want, other than first print Pop Kills. So the two that I really want is Pop Kills #1 Adam Hughes variant, which you can buy the second print, the Risque version, still from their print shop, which I may just buy it just to have it. But this is Convergence #0 from June of 2015. And I paid $150 for this comic. Gorgeous cover, Huntress, Catwoman, right? And I've been watching it. That's actually a pretty cheap price, $150 for that. This was a 1-in-100 ratio comic. It in this grade and even raw, it's going for over $100, $150. I've seen sales for like $200, $250, and listings, and I think that's not a bad price for that book. $150, free shipping. I think it was free shipping. If it wasn't free shipping, it was underpriced shipping. But it came quick, gorgeous cover. But that's not even the book that I want to talk about. So I am on a fan page of Adam Hughes, and someone mentioned this to me, and I had no idea. And that is this. So this is the U.S. version. And one of the posts had talked about how this UPC code kind of takes away from the artwork of Adam Hughes. And since 2015, they weren't doing a bunch of virgin variants or, cover, without logos or anything like that. So this was it, 1-in-100 variant. But he had found that if you go overseas and get a copy, it's a reprint, that they print it without the UPC code. And bam, look at that. Convergence #1, not #0, from Italy with no UPC code. Gorgeous cover, same artwork. It's got different wording here, right? And it doesn't have the UPC. And I do believe, the color scheme's a little bit different, but it's the same comic. Gorgeous cover. Obviously, the interior wording is in Italian. But that was kind of hard to find. I've been looking for that book for a while to find a variant in it. And actually what it was is I was looking for the French version. I didn't even know there was an Italian version. I just said foreign Convergence Adam Hughes variant, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the French version to come up, and never came up. But then this got posted as a possible similar book to what I was looking for. And when I saw it had no UPC, I was like, that's coming home to me. So I bought that from Italy, and I paid $80. I think it was shipping was like $20 some, and this book came quick. I mean, I got this way quicker than they said. Weeks. It came to my house weeks sooner than the estimated delivery time. It came super well packaged, like a collector would want. And again, no UPC code. Now, if this book came out today, this 1-in-100 variant, there would have been 4 or 5 copies, versions, virgin, trade, probably different color scheme. But so happy to have that in my collection. I've learned that the foreign copies, reprints, are, because I'm collecting from the artwork, are very good replacements for it. I mean, I bought the Harley Quinn #1 New 52 Adam Hughes variant from Germany, and very pleased with that copy versus the original, and only for a fraction of what that book goes for. I mean, that book goes for $700, and I don't even think I paid $100 for it. Almost the same artwork, except she doesn't have a panel line. And so there you have it. Convergence #1 from Italy with no UPC code. Another book off my list for Adam Hughes. So that leaves me with 2 left. One's a ghost I can't find, and that is the Teen Titans #75. I think it's a 1 in 50 variant. And the Pop Kills, which is just a matter of, do I want to spend the $200 on a second print or to try? I don't even care about the first print. I just want the cover. So there you have it. We'll talk later. Peace.